start here amongst this category.
And it's a decent 30-second wait as well. So, youth on the front row. Liam McDonald, last year's Class 2 champion. And the up-and-coming star of Chelsea Herbert, who was rolling away on the start. Gee, it's an awkward one in the background as well, with Podjerski slow to get going. And how about the grip on the grass, or lack thereof, for McCarrison? He was actually slow to get away off the practice start as well earlier.
Yeah, he was the guy that earlier in the day we saw that tail shaft depart ways with that Falcon. I thought he was going to depart ways with the grass there for a second. It was a bit awkward when he landed back on the circuit. So we'll keep an eye on what happens there with Chelsea Herbert. She either got
Oh, you could see it coming. Lathrop stalling on the front row of the second group of cars. Wasn't the only one.
And unfortunately for Lance Hughes, he did not see Lathrop sitting there going nowhere and has absolutely drilled the back of that Falcon. Safety cars for sure, Chad.
Well, hopefully our first group of cars who left the grid catch wind of the Vodafone safety car, because these cars are stranded at a very fast part of the track, and that was a shocking way to start this race off. Never like seeing stalled cars. Window net down for Lance Hughes, so that's good news.
We've seen it time and time again, haven't we, where we see a stalled car on the grid like that, and both of us just held our breath, hoping that everybody could see it. Mate, I tell you what, I've experienced this before. When you're the person sitting in the car and you've stalled, it's the worst feeling in the world. But you know, when you're a couple of rows back, that's the danger area. It's the guys that are directly behind the stalled car that have a clear view of sight. But unfortunately for Lance, because he was 2 or 3 cars back, as everybody, or the seas parted, so to speak, or Jack Smith moved away, Lance didn't have enough time to react. You could see there that he was hard on the brake pedal, and sometimes that causes this issue. So you see Jack darted to the right-hand side of the grid there. Lance, at the last minute, jumped on the brake pedal, but locked the tyre and just slid into the back of Lathrop. He also had nowhere to go to the left there because Bargs was in the way. So a couple of elements that have added to the cars making contact. We do see it a bit. We hate seeing it, unfortunately, but both guys look okay. Medical staff on hand to just check them over.
What a shame for the 52-year-old who's having such a good weekend in the Hamilton Asphalt's Commodore, 5th in last year's championship, out of the race. Hefty impact considering it was only 2 rows back, but it shows you how quickly these cars accelerate.
Well, not only how quickly they accelerate, but also the closing rate, or even at 10, 15 kilometres an hour, when you've got a 1,500 kilo approximately brick basically sitting on the road going nowhere, and you've got a car following them that has, you know, a small amount of momentum. It doesn't even need to be a lot. You can see how much damage is done there. One mass moving, one mass sitting still generally doesn't end that well when they make contact.
How far apart would you say one row on a grid is here? It would be, what do you think, maybe 20 metres between rows?
Yeah, looking outside the window at the comms box, it'd be 20 metres. So, you know, for me, 0 to 100 in these cars takes roughly 3.5, 4 seconds. Maybe a good start might be 3.8 and a bad start might be 4.5 seconds. So let's say as somebody that's come across the ditch has got their Akubra on hand, has lost it in the wind today. Good pick up by our camera crew. So just back to my point there, you know, in the 20 metres that the car has taken off, and then, you know, a little bit of time for Lance to jump on the brakes, I'd estimate that he would have been travelling at, you know, no more than 50-odd kilometres an hour when they made contact, which is not a lot. As I mentioned, these cars are big, hefty, one's moving, one's not. A lot of damage.
Not the way we wanted to start this race. Unfortunately, we are behind the safety car at the moment.
Just quickly grab Lance Hughes out of the car, mate. Tough situation. There's not much you can do on a start line, is there?
No, not really. We had a really good start, and I had Bargs right beside me, and I sort of had him in the corner of the eye, and I thought, yeah, we're side by side, and we're starting to go through the other cars in front of me, including Jack. We're right up beside him. The next thing, it just all opened. Uh-oh, bloody car there.
Now, the medical officials are behind me at the moment. How are you feeling?
No, I'm all good, mate. These Hans and safety improvements on those cars are just phenomenal, eh? So it was just a little love tap, basically.
All right, thanks. You go and get yourself checked out. Well, just quickly, we're going to jump in here. I'll stay out of the way of Brad Lathrop, who's just having a look in here with the officials. and we'll have a quick chat to him, because I heard Andrew Jones say just before, one of those daunting feelings is sitting there on a car that stalls on the grid. Good to see you're okay at the moment, though.
Yeah, no, I'm all right. It's a bit of a weekend I'd kind of like to forget as my rookie weekend in the class with the Class 1 car, but you know, it's part of racing. You know, obviously really gutted that unfortunately Lance got caught up in that as well. First standing start in the car, and I rookied it. You know, there's a bit of work for the boys and I to do before next round, but it is what it is. It's part of motorsport. A massive thank you to all of my sponsors for being able to give me the opportunity to get out in the new car, and just really sorry that we couldn't get the results we were after this weekend, but hey, we'll regather, move on, and it's only going to get better.
Just very quickly, though, it must have been a very daunting experience when the car went nowhere and you knew people were coming behind you.
Yeah, I freaked a little bit. It's been a while since I've stalled a car on the grid. Tried to find the restart button and put my foot on the clutch, but just, yeah, if you get the cars going, you know, I think Lance was a few grid spots back, and it doesn't take long to get the cars up to speed. So, you know, it's damage for myself and Lance that wasn't needed, but it is what it is. You know, I'll learn from this, move on, and just keep my head up.
Thanks, Brad. Good to see you okay.
Thank you.
Nice work, Cameron, on the spot down there with our two drivers. The 27-year-old who now lives in Auckland, whack, copping a shot from behind. And part of the NZ Elite Motorsport Academy that we saw on his race suit. That's run out of Otago University. Nowhere to go for the asphalt entry. Good thing that BMW at the back also stalled it, actually. Might have joined the party. Whack.
It was interesting to listen to Lance talk there, that he knew Bargs was off to his left-hand side, and that wasn't an escape route for him, but looked like he was also had a little bit of steering lock on towards the left-hand side. So when he did jump on the brake pedal, front tyres locked up and took away all steering ability. Just taking a moment here, clean-up crews do a massive job and a terrific job throughout the weekend at all these supercars events. But safety is always the priority, and they're just trying to get the cars moved off the start-finish line. So we will stay under safety car for a couple more laps while they get all this mess cleaned up.
This poor bloke who's lost his hat and the umbrella going inside out as well. Gee, the wind has all of a sudden really picked up. I didn't notice it that much when I was out there only 30 minutes ago. And the official's gone out to get the hat as well. What a team player. So whoever's lost, he's best on ground down there. That is awesome.
And doesn't he know it? Doesn't he know it?